All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we got a brand new trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, I was not able to record my reaction, so this video will just be a quick video giving my thoughts on the overall trailer. I will probably still do a reaction, but that'll probably only go up on the TikToks or the Instagrams, which are linked down in the description down below. I would just like you all to please subscribe, leave a like on the video, share with friends and family. Let me know your excitement for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and let's go ahead and get into it. So, as you can see, this is a totally different setup. I am not home in the US. I am here in Costa Rica visiting family. So the setup within these next few videos and next few months is going to be very, very different. Also, another thing that I wanted to mention real quick before we hop into Spider-Man Brand New Day is that I will be doing World Cup content. I haven't been able to do it recently because I've just been so busy, but I will be covering it as soon as I get the chance to. I am a major football fan. As you guys know, some of you know, I am a major, major Arsenal fan. I grew up watching them. They're my favorite club. I've grown up with this sport. It's one of my favorite sports ever. And to be able to be present in it and to have a YouTube channel during it is just one of the best things ever. So I will be doing content while I am here in Costa. Also, if you hear a little bit of an echo in the background, that's my bad. This house is very, very echoey, and it is my fault, but for not really thinking it through. And I don't have necessarily a desk or anything that I can record these videos at like I do back at home. I don't have a own particular room. I literally have to record these in the living room while everyone else is out doing their own thing. But with all that aside, let's go ahead and get into Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm going to stop yapping. So, Spider-Man Brand New Day. This is a film that comes out on July 31st. This is Tom Holland's, I don't know how many appearances. He's been in the MCU for a hot minute, over 10 years. And this is another appearance by him. And look, I adore this casting. I really do. Tom Holland is such a great Peter Parker / Spider-Man. You know, although I haven't been a major fan of his movies besides No Way Home, I think that he still does a great job with this character, and he proves it again in this trailer. I mean, there's a specific moment in this trailer where at the end he's kind of quipping back and forth with the DoD agents, and he is just being Spider-Man, and he's being awesome. And it's something that I've been wanting to see in a Spider-Man movie for quite some time, especially with his iteration of the character. You know, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man was so quippy, and that's why he's my favorite. You know, he was so quippy, he was so quick with it. And Tom hasn't really felt that way. Now, when the Russos handle him, he does feel that way. You know, with Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame, he's very quippy. He's always making jokes and he's always being badass. But with John Watts' trilogy, they kind of dialed him back a little bit, and I didn't really appreciate it. For Daniel Dustin Cretton's take on the character, from these two trailers that we have seen, he seems to understand the job and he seems to really get what's going on here and what people want. And, you know, Tom Holland came out and talked about how this time around he was really involved within the creative process of making this movie. And that was something that he wasn't really able to do with the previous trilogy. And, you know, doesn't really let him be creative and give his own ideas and inputs. And he would go and watch podcasts and videos on what the fans wanted to see. And, you know, I think that this movie so far from the trailer looks like it's going to be a great movie. We see Savage Hulk back for the first time in over 10 plus years. I don't know how many years, but, you know, we saw a first on-screen Hulk transformation since I think Age of Ultron, which is insane, 2015. Absolutely unbelievable. Mark Ruffalo's back. We see more Frank Castle, John Bernthal, and obviously that's a major, major, you know, sight to the eyes. I adore him as that character, and obviously, you know, with the Punisher special that just came out and leading into this, it just feels like the MCU is very cohesive and it's very tight, and everything sort of leads into one another. I don't know how Brand New Day is going to lead into Doomsday, but we're going to figure that out as we go. There are a lot of theories out there about how this movie is necessarily going to end, and it's left it kind of controversial. But I'm going to save that for another video because I have my own theory on it, and I think it's a lot of other people's theories too. But you know, we see John Bernthal back, and that's a sight to see. You know, he just does such a great job as that character. It's just unbelievable. We see a first look at Sadie Sink's character. She is kind of, cloaked, and you can't really see her that well, but someone did kind of lighten it up on Twitter, and I'll try and find it and post it on here. Sadie Sink is a fantastic actress. from her work on the Fear Street movies and Stranger Things and etc. I mean, she's just phenomenal, and I can't wait to see her as potentially Jean Grey, which I think is an awesome, awesome casting as that character, and I think she's going to do a great job. As for the action in this freaking trailer, it's beautiful. The cinematography, beautiful. The story that is being told with Peter and his depression, and the entire world forgetting who he is. I think it's such a great way to sort of reintroduce this character back into the MCU because we have not seen him in 5 years since No Way Home. And the fact that we're sort of tackling, things like depression and loneliness and everything like that. I think it's a movie that a lot of people need right now, especially in this current day and age. And I think Tom Holland is just going to do such a great job with what he was given. I think so far the movie seems to be written well, shot well. Obviously, I can't really go based off too much because it is only two trailers. But I think the movie's going to be a blast, and I hope everyone else has a blast too. So, yeah, and we're kind of dealing with some mind control stuff, which seems to be really, really cool. And like I said, the action just seems to be there is a sequence in this trailer where he is fighting the hand. Spider-Man is fighting the hand. And that is some of the best hand-to-hand combat that I've ever seen in the MCU so far, even though it was only 2 to 3 seconds. It was crazy. They've definitely umped it, tenfold. They've definitely amped it up, and I just cannot wait to see what they do with this character and how they handle it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the trailer. Let me know if there's anything that I missed. I know there's probably a lot that I missed. The sort of shockwave that goes throughout NYC. It seems like Frank Castle was also unaffected by that, which intrigues me a lot. Um, Peter still protecting MJ. That's kind of cute, looking after MJ and Ned, especially as Spider-Man. I think that's awesome to see. Although I do hope that after this movie, we do not see them again in the MCU. I'm so sorry, Zendaya. I'm so sorry, Jacob Batalon. Your characters need to move on. This character needs to find new friends. Harry Osborn, Gwen Stacy, whoever the fuck it is. I don't really care. All I know is that I just want this movie to be good and I just want it to be great. So I have been Joshua Arce, Joshua Reviews, Movies, and More. Please make sure to subscribe, leave a like on the video, comment down below your thoughts on this trailer and your excitement for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I've been Joshua Arce, Joshua Reviews, Movies, and More. Take care and peace.